Back row minister of the world permit, Mr. Mahdi coming at you live and direct from the Kia Optima Studios. We're going to start doing some sports decodes. I'm going to show everybody how to do these decodes so they have an understanding. Remember with sports decodes, just like with any gambling, if you're into gambling for recreation, that it all depends on confidence levels. So you'll see things that'll make you lean one way or the other way. But, definitely we want to use your mantra to make some smart decisions. Yesterday, I think I got 2 games wrong, but I still didn't win any money based upon how I bet yesterday. So I played around, not really doing any serious betting, but did a couple of parlays. And parlays when you put 3 games together and you try to pick 3 winners. So I had a 4-team parlay where the Boston Celtics lost yesterday, which was a surprise to me. On a day with 33 numerology, I thought the Boston Celtics would get their 33rd win. Sunday in gematria is 33. 33 did play in another game that I bet as far as the Detroit Tigers win, and they lost to the Kansas City Royals. And the Royals went 13-7, which is also 137. 137 is the 33rd prime number. So that 33 did hit. So you got to kind of watch, when you see things that like 137 is 33. I'm still learning not to go against certain things that I see. As outside of that, every other team I had, the Pittsburgh Penguins won yesterday. The Padres came back and won yesterday. I was really watching that closely. Who else we have? We had the Atlanta Hawks winning in basketball yesterday. We had Brooklyn winning in basketball yesterday. Boston Red Sox won yesterday. So we had some really good, strong, mostly basketball picks. Hockey, I'm 50-50 with. We'll throw that out there. So what I'm going to do is throw it out there and let you guys kind of make the best decision. And as you get comfortable understanding how the decode works, it's still based upon you. I might not see something that you might see. So, it's all share. Like, I'm not going to be charging people for sports decodes. To me, the knowledge shouldn't be, you're going to be spending your money betting. Why should you spend your money on the knowledge? So, we're going to put the knowledge out there. It's knowledge, and knowledge is supposed to be shared. So we'll share the knowledge, and what we come up with is what we come up with. So be looking for us to begin doing sports decodes. Probably on the weekend, and on Mondays I'm going to be doing it because I'm off. So tonight I might hit you guys with a couple of sports decodes, a couple of games that I've already picked. Kind of go over some of the stuff we do. We're doing it some parts and kind of give you kind of that understanding. All right, movie madness. So somebody asked me what was my thoughts about the new Mortal Kombat in comparison to 1995 Mortal Kombat. They also got Mortal Kombat Annihilation, never watched it. Might take the time to watch it. But comparison between the remade Mortal Kombat and the 1995 version. So right off the bat, my daughter's classroom virtually, we're going to watch Mortal Kombat, the new version. I was kind of like, did anybody watch it first prior to, making that decision? I hadn't even watched it, but I just had a thought that it wasn't going to be kid friendly due to, Warner Brothers and HBO Max trying to be as competitive as they can as they try to, bring subscribers over. So I guess prior to them watching it, one of the teachers actually watched it and made the quick decision not to, which is good because it's very, very bloody. A lot of blood. They try to, make it as video game mimicky as possible. And why I say video game mimicky is this. Anytime you take these movies when you're trying to translate video games or, turn video game themed storylines in the movies, you got to decide what needs to be in the movie. And yeah, the blood, the gore, the guts, great. That's great stuff. People like blood, gore, and guts. But to go along with the blood, gore, and guts, you got to have the plot. You got to have the storyline. And in the storyline mode that is presented with Mortal Kombat is is an ever-changing storyline mode. It's ever-changing storyline mode. It's been through a lot of different changes over the years. So looking at that, when we went into Mortal Kombat, went into the story of Mortal Kombat, we really wanted to look at, how they were going to do this movement from, was it going to be too much video game, or was it going to be video game, some form of plot with the new movie, as compared to the 1995 movie. And what they didn't do was give you any plot. They started off like you were going to have the Bi-Han story, Bi-Han being Sub-Zero, Sub-Zero Scorpion story, how they became mortal enemies, but you didn't get any of that. You just got, Sub-Zero hunts down Scorpion, Sub-Zero kills Scorpion. There's going to be a couple of spoilers here. But that was it. That's all you got. After that, you got created characters that aren't in the video game. You got some of the video game characters. You didn't get, the meat of Mortal Kombat, the original. And Mortal Kombat is about that 10th tournament. And that's where your focus has to be. And when you compare that to the 1995 version, yeah, the 1995 version doesn't have the blood, the guts, the greatest, special effects is 1995. But one thing the 1995 version has that, when I rewatched it, has very good acting, a lot of good action. The music really keeps you in it, because the Mortal Kombat music at that time is the thing that kept you in it. So you got the Mortal Kombat music, and you got a strong plot. You have a very, very good story tying everything inside of the 1995 Mortal Kombat. And just don't do that. Maybe you got Christopher Lambert in the 1995 Mortal Kombat playing Raiden, bringing spice to that Raiden. The Kanos in both movies are good, but I think the Kano in the 1995 version a little bit better, because he's a scumbag. That's what Kano really is. Sonya Blade, they still haven't found a strong actress to play her, but the one in the 1995 version was a lot better than the one in this new version. They bring you Jax, who has more of a role in this version based on later video games, but has no role in the 1995 version, but he's really not needed. You get Johnny Cage. You don't get Johnny Cage in the new Mortal Kombat, which makes no sense to me, because Johnny Cage is on the original video game. So why would you not have all the original characters in there? But they want to do part 2 where they bring in Johnny Cage, which makes no sense. Johnny Cage is a part of that 10th tournament, that fight. So you have Johnny Cage in the 1995 version, and everything centers around Liu Kang. Pretty much where the story should center anyway, is around Liu Kang, Shang Tsung, that final battle. And there's a plot. There's a plot in the 1995 version. There's a reason why Shang Tsung does certain things, especially his interest in Sonya Blade. You see that in the plot, and then as everything unfolds, you see what his ultimate plan was. That's good screenwriting. That's good storytelling. And you still keep the elements of the video game, and you keep the story going. You keep both of those things. And the new Mortal Kombat, they don't do any of that. They don't even keep the element of the video game, which is the tournament. The tournament is the element of the video game that you need for the movie. Everything should be centered around the tournament. You can put, and then if you watch the 1995 version, it's kind of like if you ever seen Enter the Dragon. If you've seen Enter the Dragon, it's about a tournament. It's a combat tournament. They got all these people from everywhere, but you got your key characters. Same thing in the 1995 Mortal Kombat. They kind of stole from Enter the Dragon. It's a tournament. We got our key characters. We can have people around them. There's no rule to say who the champions are. These are just people that we've selected. They're going to get killed anyway. And that's pretty much what happens. There's some couple of relationships they try to grow, try to get you to care about certain characters that are going to get killed in the 1995 version. You got Prince Goro playing a better role than he did in his new version. The new version, he's just this monstrosity. He's pretty much just a bumbling, just a beastly, growling thing. That's not Prince Goro. In the 1995 version, Prince Goro is arrogant. He knows he's the best. He knows he's a champion. He knows he's gonna kill a bunch of people. He talks shit. He talks about Kano like a dog. This is Prince Goro. He's royalty. He's a prince. He's a jackass. That's what he comes across as. He's an arrogant killing machine who, in his mind, ain't nobody gonna beat me anyway. And it's some things they do with Goro that I don't like, especially his ending. I felt was kind of corny in the 1995 Mortal Kombat. I think they could have did a lot more. I think they rushed into some things where they probably could have used a little bit more time to kind of, you know, slowly get into the main villains and characters. Sub-Zero, Scorpion are in that version, but I think they could have gave it a little bit more time to kind of get into it. So Mortal Kombat, new movie compared to old. I love the old movie better because the plot is better and it's kid friendly. Your children can watch the original Mortal Kombat and they will enjoy the original Mortal Kombat. So if you want your children to get an idea of what Mortal Kombat can be as a movie, let them watch the original Mortal Kombat with Christopher Lambert as Raiden. The cast is great. They'll enjoy Liu Kang. They'll enjoy the fight scenes. They'll enjoy that movie as compared to Mortal Kombat, Warner Brothers. I don't know what that mess was, but you know, they got a lot of stuff to do over there at Warner if they're gonna get better. Peace.